Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, which is all about income-oriented investing, how to generate high passive income with a diversified portfolio of high-yield funds to achieve FIRE as soon as possible. So personally, I don't hold cash, everyone. As most of you already know, I reinvest everything I can every single month after my expenses are paid. But this is what I do, all right? It doesn't mean that holding cash or parking cash for whatever reason is wrong. So I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. My strategy, the way I invest or think, is not the best. It's the best for me. Big difference, right? Big difference, right? So everyone is different. Everyone thinks differently. So, some people like to have cash, like to hold cash, park cash for whatever reason, and that's 100% okay, everyone. But the question is, where do you actually hold your cash? Do you put it in a regular bank savings account? If that's the case, yes, you could access it whenever you want, but how do you know you're getting the best interest rate? Do you put it in a GIC where you'll get a higher interest rate, but then your money is kind of locked up and it's a bit harder to access? Do you just put it under your mattress? So, these are the questions that you have to ask yourself. Where do you actually park your cash? So many people don't know that there's actually a lot of cash savings or cash ETFs out there where the stock price of the ETF or the share price never changes, but the ETF gives you interest every single month, which corresponds to the interest rates, right? So if interest rates are rising like they are now, those monthly payouts are going to be bigger. So these ETFs are very, very convenient because they're very liquid. You access them like any other ETF. You could sell shares whenever you want, and every single month you get a distribution or a dividend that corresponds to the interest rate. And these ETF managers are always making sure that your cash is parked, or the cash of the ETF is parked in the highest rate savings accounts, in whether it's Canada or in the US. So in this video, we'll check out a few options on both the Canadian stock market and also on the American stock market. So I'll give you a few great ETF options where you could actually park your cash. Let's get to it right away. All right, everyone, let's start on the Canadian market now. We'll start with the OG. This is one of the first, or I think it is the first cash savings ETF. It's from Purpose Investments, and it's called the Purpose High Interest Savings ETF. The stock symbol or the ETF symbol is PSA. Management fee is very low. It's 0.15 only, 0.17 MER. And as you can see, it's really, really big, 2.5 billion. And usually, this pretty much goes for, I think, all the ETFs I'm going to show you. The net asset value or the share price of the ETF is always, always, always around $50. So this is literally in cash, everyone. So this is just to make sure that your cash is getting the highest interest rate in, the Canadian bank savings account. And if we look at the distributions, the monthly distributions here, you'll notice that, let's look at all of them here, that, as interest rates are rising like they have been doing in the last year, the monthly distributions are rising as well. So you see here 7 cents, 9 cents, 12 cents. So the distributions pretty much correspond with the interest rate. So you could be very, very sure that investing in one of these ETFs, it says a net yield of 3.59, but the yield is about 2.5. So the yield you're going to get is always going to correspond approximately to the general interest rate, basically. So here's a good option, and I have to inform you that Purpose just released a new cash type ETF called the Purpose Cash Management Fund. So this one works a little bit different. You could read about it here. I won't go in it in detail, but it's completely brand new. And my feeling is that they'll probably try to give you a little bit more yield than PSA. But it's brand new, so the assets under management is only 5 million. Management fees a little bit higher here. There is no MER listed yet, but it looks like it's just a different way. It's a new strategy to try to maximize cash. But make no mistake about it, this is really another type of cash savings ETF. But time will tell. That the first distribution hasn't been released yet, so keep an eye on MNY. But PSA is definitely the OG. It's been around for quite a long time here. And by the way, there is an article that talks about this fund. So if you just open, the ETF MNY here, you'll see this article. You could read this article. But just to get back to the regular cash savings ETF like PSA. So PSA is from Purpose. CI has one called C-Save. So it works the exact same way. It's the same thing as PSA. You could see here that the stock price, they're always about 50. The MER is actually 0.01 less than the PSA. PSA was 0.17. This one is 0.16. It's also huge, 3.37. Doesn't surprise me. I mean, CI Global Asset Management is really, really, really big. Really huge. So same type of deal, everyone. If you click on distributions, you'll see that the monthly distributions are rising, right? They're rising because interest rates are rising. So here's another option for you, CSAVE, if ever you're more comfortable with CI. Horizons has one as well. It's literally called cash. The stock symbol is called cash. The Horizons high interest savings ETF, same exact thing, everyone. Price is about $50. You'll get about 2.5% yield, 2.6% yield. What's interesting is that this one has the lowest MER out of the three so far, only at 0.13. So yeah, you might as well go with cash, I think. But the last option is from Evolve ETFs. So Evolve ETFs, I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be speaking to them soon. Because they have a nice lineup of covered call ETFs, but that's not what this video is about. They also have their own cash ETF called the High Interest Savings Account. So the symbol is HISA, and they actually have a promotion going on right now. You'll know the same thing, right? Always $50. Pretty big fund too, 1.5 billion. Same yield approximately. You go to distributions, you will see that they are increasing. They're on the upward trend. So these ETFs are kind of all the same, right? Tomato, guys, pretty much. But what's interesting about this one in particular is that until the end of the year, they have a promotion where the management fee is only 0.05. So this one is definitely the lowest. And I'm assuming the MER is going to bring it to 0.08, it's usually 0.03 on these ETFs. So I'm assuming the MER would be around 0.08, 0.09, something like that. So I don't know what's going to happen or what the management fee is going to go back to, or if it's going to stay the same. But just to, if it's short term, I would probably go with this one here because it's definitely the lowest fee. And by the way, they also have a US one here, HISU, for the for US currency. And I think Purpose has one also for the US that's called PSA.U. So those are the ones on the Canadian stock market, everyone. They all look the same. They all work the same way. If you look at any of their stock price, I'm going to look at PSA here because it's been around for the longest, since 2013. Very, very boring. The stock price is literally always $50. So the stock price never really changes. It only moves up and down a couple of cents here, but that's the point. This is really to preserve your cash, and you're making sure you're getting the highest interest rate possible using cash savings account from the big bank. So that's what these ETFs do. So here's a cool way to park your cash, everyone. On the US market, I'll show you two that I've discovered. I haven't really found, to be honest with you, pure cash savings ETFs, although I'm sure they're out there, but I found two options which seem pretty much identical to me. So the first one is the BlackRock ultra short term bond ETF. So I'm assuming pretty much this is investment grade fixed income. So very, very, very boring. Same type of deal. The NAV, or the stock price, will always be $50. Expense ratio is really, really low here. If we go to distribution, same type of deal. You'll see that they're increasing recently because interest rates are rising. You see 1 cent, 2 cents, 4, 4, 6, 9. So they're going up because interest rates are going up. So this is a cool option that I found on the US stock market. Pretty big. I think this one, if I remember correctly, was like $6 billion. Yeah, almost $7 billion in assets. So these are very, very, very liquid. It's not cash per se, but it's pretty much an alternative, or the same thing. It's super ultra short bond or fixed income. I'm assuming these are going to be government bonds. I'll give you a second option. If you don't like BlackRock iShares for some reason, JP Morgan has one as well, JPST. By the way, I forgot to mention it's ICSH, the stock symbol. These of course are on the US stock market, these two. So JPST kind of does the same thing, looks exactly the same, everyone, except the fees are a little bit higher, but you're going to get a yield of about just under 3% here with these ones. And same type of deal. If you go to dividends and capital gains, you'll see that they are on the up and up here. Same type of deal like the PSA on the Canadian side. Always about $50, right? So it's never really changes. You can see here since 2013, $50, although it's always $50 and something, except for a small little glitch where it went from $50 to $49 for just a week or two during that COVID crash. But right now it's back to $50. So very, very boring. A great way to park your cash, everyone, on the Canadian and US stock market. So these are, just an alternative to leaving it in the bank account or whatever it is, you might as well park it into an ETF to make sure, this is my opinion, of course, to make sure you're getting really the highest possible interest rate, right? Of course, there is a fee. It's very, very, very small, and you do have to pay a commission in your broker when you sell or buy shares. But typically, with all these great low or even free commission-free brokers out there, I would say that these are better options than just leaving it in the bank. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, that like button, and make sure you're subscribed not to miss out on my future content. Of course, hit that little bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified for any new content that comes out. Also, make sure to visit our website, passiveincomeinvesting.ca. That's where you could purchase my digital product, the Ultimate DIY Investing Package, which is on version 4 right now. It comes with lifetime updates, so you only have to buy it once, which is awesome. So this is a companion tool. It's a reference tool that will help you build your own portfolio according to your needs and goals, and it covers both the Canadian and American and US stock markets. So make sure to check it out. I have a video explaining from A to Z exactly what the product is. I showcase it, so there's no surprises. If you're interested, make sure to check out that video. Also, right there on my website on the homepage, I do offer a one-on-one coaching session with me. So this is a 1-hour Zoom call with yours truly for in case you need personalized help. I'll answer all your questions and I'll help you best I can. Just remember, I am not a licensed financial planner or financial advisor. These are just going to be friendly conversation, right? It's just going to be my opinions. But if ever you're looking for that personalized touch, that personalized help, you could book a one-on-one with me. Make sure to check out the message on top of that calendar. That will give you a status of my bookings for that month. Also, we do have a Facebook group, great Facebook group, over 12,000 members. So make sure to join our community. The group is called Passive Income Investing, a nice Facebook group where everyone is sharing their thoughts and opinions and sharing their experiences. So it's a really nice group. We make sure to stay on top of the scam and the spams, and we delete those right away. So make sure to join our Facebook group. If ever you want something more personalized with us, you could follow us on Instagram. That's where we post more personal things on our adventures here in Panama. So follow us on Instagram if you want. And how do I always leave you? Continue to stay safe, continue to stay healthy, and of course, stay passive. See you next time.